everybody, Earl at thelogbook.com. We are still colonizing Mars, and I think we're doing pretty good at it. Look, we've got a space elevator built that brings resources to and from our colony. And from Earth, we still have some repairs that need to be done over here. We're probably back after the construction of the space elevator. It looks like we are back to being perhaps a little bit short on just garden variety metals. Do we have the resources necessary to build additional shuttles? We'll go ahead and build 3. Maybe that will help to alleviate things out here. Where our supply pad is. Alright, let's pause our export of rare metals. Because if you leave that going, eventually you will export all of your... Oh, we got a fusion reactor prefab. What goal did we complete? 4 domes with spires. Okay, good point. I'll take it. We have some more passengers. They'll get here probably right around the time we have some tourists ready to go home. I'm going to save the fusion reactor prefab because right now, power is not one of our problems. This dome is filling up really fast. However, let's actually concentrate our energy on some of our research energy, that is, on being able to build larger domes. Which can house more people and more facilities and, really bring us closer to a point of not being quite so dependent on Earth for resources. Which, by the way, looks like we need to bring some supplies. Supplies? All right. That's a pretty good mix.
We have a delivery on the space elevator.
Hey, there's our stuff. It's better than Amazon. Not a bad little colony, if I do say so myself. Are we at, are we out of any danger? Is the game won? No. No. Not by a long shot. We haven't built all the wonders. We haven't terraformed the planet, although we are working on that. The next big thing we need to research in the terraforming area is going to be carbonate processors, which thicken the atmosphere. Then you have to build a magnetic field generator to help you keep that atmosphere. Now, by the way, if you're wondering how any of this relates to actually colonizing Mars, there's a lot of fictional tech or tech that we cannot build with our current level of technology going on in this game. Obviously. So I shouldn't have to say that, but in the interests of maybe being like 0.002% educational programming, it's I feel obligated to point out that some of this stuff we don't know how to make. It's sci-fi technology, and it's a sci-fi game. However, I would argue very strongly that it is a fun one. Go ahead and bring the next rocket here. The rockets from this point out really kind of become transportation for people. The space elevator will carry most of our resources back and forth. Not all of them. Like if I had to get a new rover from Earth, okay, that would probably have to arrive on a rocket. But our construction resources and maintenance resources are pretty much taken care of by the space elevator here, which is why I prioritized building that. We have a second set of smokestacks here, spewing greenhouse gases into the Martian atmosphere, basically trying to warm things up a bit.
Resources are low.
We need food? Well, okay. Food, not seeds. We might bring a few seeds. In most cases, the space elevator will carry 200 units of various things. Some are heavier than others, metals and seeds, for instance, and concrete. But most of your other resources, electronics, polymers, rare metals, not quite as heavy. So we just brought more food. You know, I probably need to build a place to put said food. There we go. We have a cold wave about to hit. Not that worried about this one. Although perhaps I should be, because we are not quite up to snuff on water production. Oh, and our rockets are still taking home
New colonists have arrived.
rare metals when they go back to Earth.
There are Earthsick colonists.
Build more water pumping capacity.
Meteor incoming.
Oh, ouch. That's no good. Okay. We need more drones at this drone hub. Since we are building our own drones over here in the drone assembler building, which is that right there, we can assign more drones where needed. I have a feeling this one also needs at least 10. But you think about it, we're not doing too shabby. We can call for more resources. We are not too broke to call for more resources. That always helps. Still working on expanding our water capacity. Or at least our ability to get water out from below the surface. And hey, a vector pump doubles the amount of water these evaporators will pull out of the atmosphere. That's good. Let's deploy that upgrade across the board. All of them. All of them. That's going to be a lot of polymers. Guess what? I think we can afford to get more polymers in from Earth. Hey, we're in the black on water production even during a cold wave. Now, if I remember correctly, we have an expedition. We're going to send the Green Penguin. Oh, we've got to offload the rare metals. Whoops. And this will increase the surface water in our terraforming statistics. Everything right now is hovering around 20% because you remember earlier in the game, we found a mystery item that boosted everything to 20%. And that's good, but you're aiming for getting all your terraforming stats to 100 and keeping them there. That's the real trick, keeping them there. All right. Almost ready to launch the expedition. And have you noticed there are green patches on Mars? There's grass on Mars. Expedition underway. Oh, we have overstaying tourists as soon as the expedition is back, which looks like it won't take too long. we will have a ride home for you guys. See, this is why I try to keep at least one rocket fairly close to Mars. And eventually we will have the resources to build additional rockets here. Just build them up on our own pads, and then we have more rockets to go back and forth between Mars and Earth, if needed. As I pointed out earlier, the space elevator really takes care of a lot of the cargo needs of the colony now. So it's all a matter of using the rockets for people and things that cannot arrive by space elevator. Now let's see the result of our expedition. The rocket returned after unleashing the salty underground water. We can congratulate ourselves with another step toward a more habitable planet. Mars has gained 3% water. Okay, so it's now at 24% water on our terraforming stats. Good deal. Bring the rocket back down. Get our tourists ready to ship out.
Colonists are departing.
I bet they are. And reload it with... I'm going to ship more rare metal out that way. You know, I'm going to keep letting the rockets do that. That's fine. Okay, our cold wave is over. I'll zoom out a little bit, even though it's night is falling. You can see there are splotches of green all over the place. We've got vegetation growing on Mars. We're warming it up. We'll work on thickening up that atmosphere. That will eventually get rid of the cold waves and the dust storms. It'll also help with meteors as well, because if there's more atmosphere for them to go through, it'll be kind of like what happens with meteors on Earth. They will... Is this one of our tourists leaving? Yes, it is. Into the rocket you go. I thought we had 2 people... Oh, we've got 2 people ready to go home and 2 people desperate to leave. Well, they're way out here. What are they doing? Oh, no. So they're going to miss their ride because they're over there? And even if we colonize Mars, people are all going to be the same, aren't they? Something to think about until next week.